Well, good morning. Well, happy Holy Days. Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, fill in the blank. But here we are, the Sunday before Christmas, the eve of Christmas Eve, and let's talk metaphysics, shall we? So my theme this month is happiness and fulfillment. Yeah, if we could take it down just a little, I'm getting a little bit of feedback up here. And today's talk is You Are the Divine Gift. Now too far down. Can we have a little more volume, Charles? Just a little more. So, your life is a gift. You know, everybody got the same gift when they were birthed. You got life, and you got to do with it whatever you wanted to. And maybe you felt like, well, it was never my choice. You know, it just happened to me. Life just happened to me. All of a sudden, I had this thing called life, and I had to figure it out, and I had to furnish it, and, you know. But let's look at the story of Jesus' birth and look at the metaphysical interpretation. And what is metaphysics? Meta is beyond. And physics, the physicalness, the physicality, beyond the physical interpretation into the metaphysics, beyond the physical realm. So this is a reading by Dr. Christian Sorensen from the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living, and he entitles this, Where is Your Bethlehem? Where's your Bethlehem? The nativity story unfolds in Bethlehem during the birth of the Christ child and symbolizes the birth of Christ consciousness within each one of us. Each character and place in the story has a metaphysical meaning and reminds us of what is needed to make a place for the birth of Christ consciousness within each one of us. So let's take Mary. Mary represents the pure in heart, the virgin idea, unadulterated, completely pure. Joseph is a committed spirit to see this all the way through, right? The manger and the no room at the inn idea is a quiet and humble place. See, it wasn't overrun. You know, they kind of moved the animals out of the way to make way for a sacred place in the manger. There was no, there wasn't festival concert idea, where you had, people standing too close to each other. It was free and open. And that's what's needed for you to birth a Christ idea in your consciousness. The angels and the three wise men, the birth is attended by spirit-centered consciousness. There's a high consciousness of that birth within you that happens. You must be ready for that to happen. You don't just wake up one morning and go, I think I'll have a Christ idea today. I think I'll be Christ consciousness today. Usually something in our life moves us, either by inspiration or desperation. And I'm the latter. I wasn't inspired. I became inspired, but it was through my desperation that I sought inspiration, right? I know that it was the 2x4 that hit me upside the head in my life that kicked me into next week that allowed me to seek something new. So the shepherds are the awe-filled wonder, right? Wow, check this out, right? And we need that wonder as a child, don't we? Like, oh my God, wow, you ever seen it? That's what we love about kids opening gifts is to see their face, when they're like, oh, and they're like, I want to play with the box. The gift is cool, but I like the box. Me and my brother always loved to play with the box. So the three wise men brought gifts. These guys started tithing early. They started bringing gifts before they even know the party they were going to, right? They're like, oh yeah, you bring your best stuff. There's something happening here, right? And what did they bring? Mirth. which represents the gift of spiritual insight. Frankincense, the power of your word. Your word has power. When you speak something, it becomes so. This is why we have to be careful of what we say when we say, I am, and fill in the blank. I am prosperous, or I am not feeling so well. And it's okay to say that. Just understand that our words have power. Gold represents the co-creation process in the giving of the birth. And it all takes place in the spiritual center of our own being, in our own Bethlehem. The Christ consciousness is the reality of our oneness with God and the seat of our spiritual essence and power. This consciousness is available to each and every person, but not everybody chooses it. All are chosen, but few choose to express it. It's not like only a few were chosen. Everyone's chosen. If you have a life, you've been chosen, and you chose it. So, that power that resides at the spiritual center of your being, spend time in your Bethlehem, in your holy place, on this holy season, and make sure there's room in your inn for the rebirth. It's said that the things that we want in our life can't come in because the things we don't want are taking their place. Maybe we need to purge some ideas that no longer serve us. There was a time in my life where I wouldn't be able to understand these principles because I was so attached to what was not working. I couldn't even hear that there was another way. Just being aware that there is a solution to whatever your situation is, there is an answer. There is always a way. We just need to find that way. So metaphysically, what we celebrate each Christmas is not just the birth of Jesus of Nazareth. It's not just the birth of the Christ, but the birth of Christ's awareness and consciousness within each of us. What Jesus brought to us was the spark of new light, the spark of a new idea, new possibility, a light that shines through the darkness of human confusion and illuminates the spiritual truth of who we truly are. That's what the message is of Christmas. It's that glimmer. There was a time when I was, as a kid, making the shift from, Santa Claus, and I was having a chat with my older brother about Santa Claus and, the truth and, the mystery of it all. I was a little sad about it because, somebody told me it wasn't the truth, and I believed in Santa. I still believe in Santa Claus. And my brother said, there's something called the Christmas spirit. I said, what's that? That was intriguing. He said, it's something that comes over you that is the Santa idea, that is the magic of Santa putting his finger by the side of his nose. That's what makes it all work. And I was like, wow, what's that? The Christmas spirit. The spirit of Christmas. And you'll catch yourself experiencing that when you're gazing at the lights or the music hits you just right and you have like that remembrance of Christmas gifts and Christmas experiences through the years where they all are just kind of one Christmas idea. It doesn't just happen once, it happens every Christmas. Each Christmas, we get the opportunity for a new birth. a new opportunity for each of us to give birth to more of the light within us. And it's not just in Christmas. This happens all the time. And if you're in this teaching, you know that every class you take, you get a little more glimmer. You get a little more of the veil lifted, and you can see clearly. That's the beauty of this teaching. To commit ourselves to nurturing that light within us and trusting it, believing in its presence within us, illuminating that Bethlehem. That's what the star in the east is all about. It's about illumination. It's about, I thought it was just some satellite out there that was really close to us so you could see the reflection of it. But it's our inner source guiding us back to our truth. That's what it represents. We send it forth in every choice we make to bring more of itself into expression, to create more love in the world, to create more of the new consciousness of what we choose to believe in the world. And maybe each of us is pregnant, so to speak, with the ideas, the miraculous energy of the Christ consciousness of Jesus. That's where new ideas come from. Those are the ideas you need when you need them. Where you had a challenge, you didn't know how to figure it out, and you woke up the next morning and the answer was there. Or you got a call and somebody had a solution that worked for you. Somebody came through. Something happened and a miracle happened. It's a miracle. A miracle is just a science we don't understand yet. And I don't care if I ever understand it. I just know that they happen. Do you? So, the consciousness of Jesus is described as the kingdom of heaven within. The love you share with your friends and family are your divine gift that you share all the time. Just you being alive is truly a miracle. I mean, if you looked at what it takes to keep this rock hurtling through outer space with water and air attached to it, and all of us living our lives, it's just not supposed to work. This is why we can't see another one close to us. There are others out there. I mean, I got to believe that in this vastness that there's something else going on, right? You came here with a reason or a contract, just like the Christ. Came in here with something to do. Maybe it's just that you came here to experience your life as a vacation. Maybe this is the vacation. Somebody's like, what? This doesn't feel like a vacation to me. But it's in what you make it. As a matter of fact, in many ways, we are just like the Christ energy in that way, in that we get to create what we choose. In this teaching, we believe that Christ was not just the divine exception, but the great example, the great practitioner of how we can be when we're in alignment with truth. And, I was researching some of the things that Jesus had said, and it says in John 14:12, verily, which means very truly, I say unto you, whoever believes in me, or believes the way I believe, will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater works than these. Because I am going to the Father, or because of the power of the Father idea within me. Interesting interpretation, isn't it? You shall do greater works than these. I'm like, wow. That's a big one to lay down there, right? It's like, wow, he did some pretty cool things. So what are your divine gifts? And I'm not talking about the gifts that you hold in your hand. I'm talking about the metaphysical gifts that you are right now. You have the power to forgive. That is the biggest gift. I mean, it may take lifetimes for us to get that one, right? Forgiveness. Have you been given the gift of forgiveness yet this year, this season? Truly, what an incredible gift to finally go, you know what? What happened, happened. And I don't condone what happened, but I'm going to free the energy of what happened and let it go. I just forgive them, forgive myself, and move into a whole new real estate of consciousness by letting go. Again, it doesn't condone what somebody may have done, because we do challenging things to each other. That's part of our experience. It's when we don't learn from it and move forward that we continue to perpetuate it. So who blesses you this season? And who have you blessed? And as one of my metaphysical teachers says, everyone blesses your life. Some coming in and some leaving. You look at it the way you'd like to. But our time and attention is our biggest gift. Call an old friend, somebody you haven't spoken to in a while, and just tell them how much they mean in your life. You know, that's a huge gift, is to get a call from somebody. You look at the number and you don't even recognize it. You know, it's like, who is this from Glendale, where I used to live, right? But it's time to make those calls. I mean, if it's right for you. I'm not saying you have to make those calls, and don't let those calls that come in go to voicemail. You know, if it's a number you don't know, go ahead and pick it up. It may be an old friend, or it may be a robo-call. And then just block it, you know, that's fun too. So, in this season of gifts, when was the last time you blessed your challenges? Your challenges hold pearls of wisdom that when your challenges are loved, they reveal the gift of knowledge that only they can bring. So powerful. You know, you have something happen to you, and instead of going off to berate it, you go, thank you, God. Thank you for that. Not that I want any more, but thank you for the gift of the knowledge that brought me the opportunity to forgive and let it go and walk on more powerful. Your family. Your family is a divine gift. And your spiritual family right here. Your pets. God, that's the easy one, right? Right? I mean, all the pets that we've had over the years have brought so much love into our hearts. I mean, it's incredible the amount of love that a little fish, I had several, can bring. But you know, those are, they're a little segment of our life that we learn how to love and to be loved. You know, I mean, even a toy, we want something that we can love, don't we? We want something, you know, I want to be loved, absolutely, but I want to love. You know, it's the reciprocal universe that makes it all work. We have to see both sides of it for it to be complete. You know, I like to thank God for God. You know, what gifts could you bring the power that created you? Living a healthy, successful life. That's your gift to the infinite, because it created you to create. And here you are creating. How powerful is that? So, what gift would you give God? What is your special talent that only you have, that only you can do? Because each one of us has a special talent. We're all the same in our unique perfection of differences. What is your silent prayer? Maybe nobody knows. Maybe you've been challenged to even bring it up to yourself. It's your business. But I'm just giving you the energy to remind yourself of what it might be to you to have that hidden little prayer of something you really want in this thing called life. So, are you living your divine gift? And if not, go bless somebody. Go bless somebody with a divine gift. And maybe they don't even see it as a blessing, And that's okay. That's all right. As long as you do, that's all that counts. Where they are is where they're at in consciousness. Well, I brought them a gift and they didn't even like it. That's okay. It's about giving. So in conclusion, what gift would you give God? Bedazzle God. You know what I mean? Live on purpose and live with love in a way that expresses the godliness of God. Now, I don't mean get godly, or gaudy, Don't be so gaudy that you're no earthly good. But you are succeeding, and that is a gift from God to God. Be still and know that you are enough just like you are. You don't have to be downloaded the 2.0 version of anything. You have to let it out of yourself. It doesn't come this way, it comes this way. Do not fear your divine gift. Share yourself with the world. Make your life a living prayer. Again, if not you, who? And if not now, when? You're the right person at the right place at the right time right now. So remember who you are, God in form, and live from that place of Bethlehem. Merry Christmas. So it's time for our prayer. So if you'd like to just close your eyes if that's comfortable, or take a soft focus on the flowers or the candles, let's go deeper and remember who we are. So I invite you in the comfort of your own mind to bring forth the idea of creation. And this is your idea of creation, whatever it is. And maybe you don't know what it is, and that's okay. But we know that there is a power that is animating every living thing. Even the things that we think don't have life do have life. Everything is alive. I know that power that animates us, that breathes our body, that beats our heart, that grows the grass and leaves the trees, is the same power that is the healing essence of everything that is. It sends all the right molecules in our bodies to all the right places at the right time for healing to happen. It is the ideas that we need when we need them. It is the connections that are made through this thing called life that allow us together to move forward in consciousness, in love, in peace, and in harmony. It may not look like it at times, but we are growing, we are shifting, and we are changing together into something wonderful, because we have come out of something wonderful. We are made of the same essence. So whatever you're walking through right now, if you can see it as healed, if you can see it as the perfection of what is happening, and look to the gift that it is giving you, look to the message it is sending you, a healing is happening. So we just say thank you for that healing, that essence, that love. For it is truly love that is the answer to all the questions. Love is truly the glue that holds everything together. And as we move into that love, as we move our attention from the challenge to the solution, to whatever we believe the infinite is to us, healing happens. It's a miracle happening all the time. So I grab that miracle and hold it and live it and love it, knowing that something wonderful is happening by means of each one of us. So I give great thanks. Thank you for the divine gift of life. And we use it in a way that makes sense, is identifiable, and moves us into our greatest yet to be. So we let go. We release this word directly into that living, loving law, knowing that it is doing exactly what it needs to do, as we affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay.